Okay guys, so for math today, I want you to walk around your house and find 4 rectangular objects. And once you find them, you're going to calculate the dimensions, which are the length and width. And it doesn't matter what you identify as the length and the width. It could be length and width. You could say this is the length and the width. In a rectangular object, it really doesn't matter. But you do have to find the length and width of your rectangular objects, and then once you find those length and widths, which are your dimensions, you're going to calculate the perimeter and area. So in order to determine the dimensions of your object, if you have access to a ruler, you can use standard units and tell me in inches or centimeters what they measure. But I'm going to assume most of us don't have access to rulers. I know that I had a hard time finding a ruler at my house this morning. So it's okay to use non-standard units. And so that could be, you could tell me how many hands it measures. You could tell me how many calculators something measures. I'm going to use a marker. So this is going to be my unit. This is a non-standard unit. My marker will be the non-standard unit. I'm going to say how many markers long each of the sides are. And I want you to avoid for this time using fractions, so just round it to the closest whole unit. So if I were to measure this side of my rectangular object, I'm using this mat on my table, I would say it measures 1, 2, it's not really, I don't need a third, and I know that it's a little short, a little more than 2, but I'm going to round it off. So I'm just going to say that it's about 2 markers long here, and then this side, the other side. So if this is 2, this is 2 as well. We know that about rectangles, that the two parallel sides measure the same. So my length here is about 2 markers long. Now my width, I'm going to say it's about 1, 2, 3. It's about 3 markers long. So I have a 2 by 3 markers long rectangular object. Once you determine the dimensions of your rectangular object on a blank piece of paper, you're going to label for me what you measured. So I used a mat. I measured. I'm going to draw it out. It's a 2 by 3, and it doesn't have to be exact, but show me that perhaps these 2 sides were shorter than these. And then label your dimensions. So I'm not just going to say that it's a 2 by 3. It's a 2 by 3. I need to know the units that you used. So I used markers. So I'm going to say it's a 2 markers by 3 markers mat. Those are my dimensions. It's a 2 by 3 marker. And then I have to determine my perimeter. And remember that your perimeter is a linear unit. How many linear units around your entire rectangle does this measure? And it's a 2 by 3. So I'm going to say this side is 2 linear units long. This side here is 3, so I'm adding all the way around. And then this we know is the same as this, so this is also 2 linear units. And then all the way around, if this one is 3, then this one is 3. We know that about rectangles. So the perimeter of my mat is a 2 plus 3 plus 2 plus 3 long rectangle. So it's 2 plus 3, that's 5, and 5 more. So the perimeter of my rectangular mat is 10 markers. Don't forget to give me your units. Oops, markers. It's 10 markers long. That's my perimeter. Now the area is not linear. It is square units. So I kind of have to, I'm determining how many square units fit inside. And again, I'm using markers, so this is 2 markers long, so I would say that's about there. And this is 3 markers long, so 1 marker might be there, and the other one there, and the other one there. So it's the square units really tell me how many squares are inside. And so it's an array that we have. It's a 2 by 3. So the area is determined by that array that is formed. It's a 2 times 3 array. And how many square units do we have inside? That is 6. It's 6 markers. And these are not linear. It's not, this is something linear. But now we're determining the square units inside. How many squares? 6 markers. And so you write that as squared. So again, the perimeter is a linear unit, tells you how many linear units are around your rectangle. And your area, you're going to tell me how many square units are inside your rectangle. Okay guys, have fun looking for 4 rectangular objects and determining the perimeter and area of your 4 items.